friend. In this video, I'm going to share 3 things that you should be adding to your mindful morning routine to set yourself up for success for work. Hi, I'm LJ. I'm the founder of COMUSE, the mindful business community for creative entrepreneurs working in music, media, arts, and entertainment. I'm a 30-year vet in the industry and a 25-year practitioner of mindfulness. And I'm also a professional credentialed coach working with creative entrepreneurs to help them transition through their career, all stages of their career, with compassion. So let's talk about a mindful morning routine. The first thing that it's like a non-negotiable for me that I practice every morning is an actual mindfulness practice. And mindfulness practice for me, it allows me to do a couple of things that I find really important for creativity and for my work. Number one, it resets my brain for focus. And as a creative entrepreneur, as I'm sure you know, we juggle a lot of different things throughout the day. No day is exactly the same from the next. Every day is something different, which I love. But it really helps me stay focused rather than get pulled away by the shiny object syndrome that we all tend to have these days with our multiple devices and people vying for our attention. Mindfulness trains my brain to focus on one thing and one thing only. And in the practice that I'm going to share with you today, it also allows me to get centered and grounded in my body. This is the practice of anapanasati, and anapanasati is the practice of breath watching. It is rooted in Buddhist tradition, and it is the practice of observation of the breath. So you are seated, you are sitting upright, your shoulders are down and relaxed, your spine is fairly straight, and you're paying attention to your breathing. So your eyes are either fully closed or almost fully closed, as we do in the Buddhist practice, and we are aware of the breathing without trying to control it in any way. So watching the breath means observing the air leaving your nose and coming back in through your nostrils, observing the temperature of the air, observing the feeling, the sensation of the air leaving and coming, the sensation of the temperature on your skin as you're breathing, being aware of the sound that your breathing might make, being aware of how deep or how shallow your breathing is, or whether the breathing is somewhat even or maybe it's a bit erratic, without putting or placing any judgment on the breathing. So it's not breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. It's not a rhythmic type of breathing like that, but rather just letting your breathing happen naturally as it is. Metaphorically, I love this because you are honoring yourself as you are without trying to change yourself, without trying to control yourself in any way. It's a very beautiful and gentle practice. And when your mind goes away and gets distracted with a thought, and it will, because God willing, if that happens, that means that our brains are working, and that's good. Then you gently just acknowledge that you have that thought and you lead your attention back to your own uncontrolled breathing. And it's the cycle of that. Paying attention to your breathing, watching your breathing, not trying to control it, not judging it, just sitting with it, getting distracted by a thought or a sound outside of you. Perhaps there's a car or some birds chirping or a dog barking, but acknowledging the thought without chasing it, and then gently leading your mind back to focusing on observing your breath. I love this practice so much. It helps me focus for the day, and also it helps me stay in a creative mindset. When I am very relaxed like this, I am my most creative self. So I am aware of maybe tension that is in my body as I'm breathing, and perhaps the tension starts to lessen as I meditate for a longer period. On my busiest days, I'll do at least 5 minutes, and typically I meditate between 15 and 45 minutes, depending on the practice that I'm doing, or I should say practices, because beyond Anapanasati, I also love to do manifestation, mindfulness exercises, guided meditations. I love to practice metta meditation, which is METTA, that's loving kindness, compassion meditation, which is a mantra. There's so many meditations out there, and so I want to mention in this video my absolute favorite app for practicing meditation is Insight Timer. I have tried many apps over the years. As a matter of fact, I should probably put out a video where I am listing my top recommended apps, but this one is by far the best for me because it's so robust. I have access to a meditation timer, but I also have access to recordings of thousands of meditation teachers all over the world that have recorded themselves, and this content is made available for free. You can also have a premium subscription to this product, but if you're just getting started, this is just an amazing asset and so supportive in all different types of meditations. You get to try things out and figure out what works best for you. Number 2, my absolute must, ride or die for my mindful morning routine is making matcha tea. I love the practice of making matcha tea in the morning because it really contributes to a slow morning. And my hands are busy, so there isn't anything else going on. I'm not on my phone, I'm not on a device. I am truly present for the making of my tea and sipping of my tea. The way I like to make matcha tea is I will add some boiling water or almost boiling point water to my mug, and then add a spoonful of matcha powder, and then integrate that in along with just a little bit of MCT oil, which is a derivative of coconut oil and contributes to brain function and great cognition. And then additionally, I'll like to add like 1 packet of organic stevia just to sweeten it just enough to take sort of the bitterness or bitter edge off of the matcha tea, which tends to be very bitter. It's a tremendous experience. I look forward to it every morning. I find it incredibly soothing. I love the whisking of the powder. It's not an instant mix like it is. It takes a couple of minutes of whisking to really integrate the powder into the liquid. I love the steam on my face and the smell of it. I love that it has caffeine, but it doesn't make me jittery like coffee does, which just sort of smacks me across the face to wake me up in the morning. This is more of a gentle, more compassionate way for me to wake up. And I love sipping it. So sipping it, it's like an earthy taste, but again, I add just a little bit of sweetener, and I just love it. It almost has a creamy texture to it because of the MCT oil that I add, but also it's quite dense, powdery, so there's a substance to it. It's not like drinking clear liquid tea or herbal tea. And end to end, the whole experience from putting the ingredients together and making it, boiling the water, all of the things, and actually drinking it can take me upwards of 15 to 20 minutes. And then I move on with my day with part 3. This next part, again, is, I want to give a shout out to my friend Vanessa, who told me about this in my 20s, and now I'm in my late 40s. I love this practice, and I think you will too. This one might surprise you. This is called taking a mindful shower. It's something that's so simple, but most of us don't do it because I find that most of us use showers as utilitarian, right? We're taking a shower to get clean, to just get on with our day. But if you could just tweak the intention to a mindful shower. That means being fully present for the experience of stepping into the shower, being fully present as the water just washes over you. I almost imagine like the water is washing all my tension away. So I see this tension just rolling off of me onto the floor of the shower. I love the steam of a hot shower and, opening up my sinuses. And sometimes I'll even put a couple drops of thieves oil or eucalyptus essential oil on the floor of my shower, not to make it slippery, but just enough to sort of steam up a sinus opening experience. And it's very invigorating. And sometimes I'll even end the shower with a cold shower, and sometimes I won't, even if it's just a 2-minute shower. That mindful presence is such a gift. And again, I go into my workday then feeling like I've filled my cup. Literally, I've filled my cup, literally and figuratively, and I am ready to be wholly present for whatever may come in my workday. So I hope you find this helpful. What is your mindful morning routine? What does that look like? Please share it in the comments below. I'd love to learn from you. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Your success is mine. Compassion rocks, and I'll see you next week.